Yes, Counter Attack podcast with myself, Daps. So, back again. Yeah, sorry about last week, man. It was a bit of a hectic week, so we didn't actually release a podcast. But every now and then, it's good to have a break. I feel like that's our first break in however many months or whatever. So, yeah. So, anyway, we're back today. Got someone who's been on the podcast before, so I'm just going to have a quick catch up with him, Frank Nouble. Obviously, he's just joined Plymouth Argyle. So, we're just going to have a chat to see how that move came about, how he's feeling for the season coming up, and whatever else is on our minds, isn't it? So it's just going to be a very quick one, maybe about 30 minutes or so, and then we're just going to leave it as that. But like I said, we've been quiet, but over the next couple of weeks, we've got stuff coming up for you. So hope you're ready. Let me just get him in. Admit. No, what's all of this? Yo.
Yes.
You're live.
Lovely. How we doing, bro?
I'm good. Have you been sleeping in that tracksuit, yeah?
No, you know what? We had a training day, innit? So we've already come back in an hour ago. So I've had food and I've just not been bothered to change.
Yeah. Who did you play? Or was it just with in-house?
It was in-house, yeah. We played Middlesbrough, in-house. Middlesbrough. Yeah, it was good. We mixed it though. It was like 3 30-minute games. So you play one, you rest one, and you play another. So it was like interchanging so many players. They done the same, and it was good. It was good standard. It was like a training game. They weren't like a real game.
Yeah.
It was good.
Are you in Plymouth now, or did you have to go to Middlesbrough for that?
No, we're in Plymouth. Yeah, the manager, Warnock's got a house down here, so I think they're doing a little training camp down here. So yeah, it was good. We played them on Monday, and then we played them today as well. So 2 training games to get our legs going and stuff like that. So it was good.
Yeah. Did you are you feeling like tired in the least bits, like, because obviously even after then you still played. So when was the playoffs? About, it must be 3-4 weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah, it was about, when was it? The final was the 28th or something like that of, what am I going now? June. So yeah, so June. Yeah, it's about a month and a half ago, roughly. But it's been a whirlwind, really. I feel like I've had 2 summers, but 2 summers in lockdown. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's been a bit crazy, but I don't know. It's hard to explain, really. You try to keep fit, but you can never do the same as what training is going to throw at you, innit? So yeah, it's been weird, but we're here now, innit?
Yeah, but you're gonna get back up to speed in no time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, been training for 2.5 weeks now properly. So we're getting there. The games are coming in a couple of weeks, so we should be ready.
Did you feel fit during your playoffs? Because obviously you've been off for a while. So how hard was it to actually, for such an important game, not just you, but in general, the level required?
Yeah, I felt. Listen, we were nowhere near match fit, innit? So I'll be lying to you if I said to you I was anywhere near fit. I was probably about 60% match fit. I think that everyone was the same though. I think Exeter would have been the same. You try to push yourself for a 2-week turnaround to play the biggest game of the year, but you're nowhere near it really. But obviously the adrenaline can ride you through the game. So for us, me personally, I was alright. I felt good in the game. It's just, you just know you can't do everything you were doing during the year at the highest level of your capabilities. So you just try to get through and try to do well. And obviously, we won the first game, lost the second game. So it was a bit rough to take in the end, but it is what it is.
How much of it was hard to do or to play with, considering you already knew you were going?
Yeah, it was hard. When I signed here, the manager, one of the first things he said to me that he thought my attitude and how I went about it was good, very good. From the outside, people could see that obviously the boys who knew they weren't going to be there, it's difficult. You're playing for a club that now are saying, due to COVID, that you won't be there, and in your mind, you're going to stay there for a bit longer. So yeah, it was a tough one, but at the same time, it's football. We're lucky enough to play. So that's the way I looked upon it. I didn't look at it like, oh, I'm gonna get, if I get injured, this is the worst thing that can happen. Stuff like that. All that stuff goes through your mind. But as an individual, I just try to embrace it like, bro, I'm on the pitch, innit? So it's a chance for me to showcase what I can do again, no matter how unfit or fit you are. When you're a kid, you just go play ball, innit? So that's how I felt. Just gonna go play football, see what I can do, enjoy myself. It's live on TV as well. What more do you want?
Yeah. When you, because obviously you've been on a podcast before with Theo.
Yeah.
And
yeah, shut up.
Yeah, and when you came on, at that time, it was all up in the air. And you were saying that you wanted to stay and whatnot. And then later on down the line, it obviously comes out that you're not staying. How did that conversation actually happen? Were you actually expecting any of that at all? When you found
No, I wasn't expecting it, bro. When I got the call, I was, obviously it's beginning of lockdown, innit? So just at home playing with the kids and whatnot. And we're just planning, like, me and the missus, we're just talking about, how we're spending our money and stuff like that, the ups and downs of, what you could say, cut back on now you're not leaving the house and stuff like that. So I remember the day perfectly, and we're just chilling, having a laugh, whatever. Then I get a phone call. Who's the one that dropped the news to me? It was the manager, so John McGrill.
Yeah.
He called me. So I was thinking he's calling me just to say, look, just like, me and him had a good relationship, so he will make sure that he'll talk to the senior players, to talk to everyone else, just to keep their heads up, and football might be back and all this stuff. And he just called me like, listen, I've had to make this phone call. I'm dreading it, but I've had to make it, that we won't be offering you a deal due to COVID. The chairman doesn't think that he'll be able to, pay everyone what their contracts will be for the following year, due to no fans coming to the club. So, I'm gonna have to let you go. Obviously, I was thinking, hang on, what is this phone call like? No, bigger thing. I was thinking, what is this phone call like? I worked hard for this club for the 2 years I was there, and there was no position in my mind that I thought I'd be leaving under any circumstance, other than me saying I don't want to stay.
Yeah,
I thought it would be like, listen, wherever you go, if you do well, you feel like that's a place that you call home. And I was enjoying it. So when I got the phone call, listen, my heart did sink a little bit, but I don't know. I took it with a pinch of salt. Like, I was thinking, you know what, maybe this is a sign for me to go anyway. Everywhere I've been, there's always been something that's popped up for some reason, and then I've had to leave, or I've not continued where I've been. So that was the case. I told the family and whatever. Everyone was surprised and shocked. I didn't want to tell my boys and that, because then I know I'll be taking about 20 FaceTimes and talking that's mad. These lot are doing the madness, all that. So I was a bit like, I kept it quiet for a bit, and then obviously they released it. I knew obviously a couple of weeks before they released it. So when it came out, obviously people are reacting in their own way. But in my head, I was thinking, listen, if we get a chance to go back to do playoffs, what am I going to do? Because that was the question asked.
I was going to ask that, actually, because obviously you went back and played. If you guys had been successful in the playoffs and Colchester would have got promoted, would that position have changed?
I did ask that. Well, chairman and the club didn't say that to me, so they didn't even really ask if we wanted to play or not. It was more a case of they made a squad list, our names were on there, so obviously now down to us to say we don't want to play. But again, speaking to the other boys who weren't getting a contract as well, we kind of made a little group chat and just said, look, if we're going to play, let's give it everything. There's a chance for other clubs to see us and whatnot. And we all agreed that, let's go play and give it 100%. So there weren't really a conversation. It was just more like, just turn up at training and boom, we're there. Obviously, it's the first time now we're there, and everyone knows the news that we're not staying. Yeah. So everyone's a bit like, this is a bit weird. Like, what's going on? Like, if we do well, do we keep you, or what's going on? So then I think I spoke to the chairman. I can't remember if it was before the game or whatever. But I was just like, listen, what are the chances of a deal still being there if we get promoted? Mainly because I've got a family. I want to know if there's a chance. I don't want to be moving my little one from school and stuff like that if we're going to be here anyway. He just confirmed that, listen, there's a slim chance, and it'll probably go into a couple of months after the playoff games if I can still afford, or if the club can produce the contracts for the boys and myself. So when I heard that in my head, the writing was on the wall. Like I don't, do you know what I mean? The writing's on the wall. Listen, you go out, you say you're going to spend £100. You have a little £20 in the pocket just in case. Do you know what I'm saying? Something happens, and I felt like the club could have had that with me, and I feel like I wore in that little £20 in the back pocket. But obviously, these are unforeseeable circumstances, so it's kind of hard to not be angry or be angry at anything. So you just got to go with the flow. So I just went with the flow, and look, now I'm wearing green and we're number 7. So we're somewhere else now. We move.
Yeah, we move. But now you're at Plymouth, and so you're out of contracts and everything. How soon after you found out did this move like materialize? Was it an easy move to do, or was it because of COVID, everything was just a bit harder?
It was tough. Yeah, it was tough, man. Listen, when COVID hit first, I thought all free agents would be in prime position to go sign places, because now teams don't want to spend money to buy players. So, all free agents, they should be looking at, all right, cool, this guy's a free agent. Let me try these 3, see who wants the contract. That's what I thought it would be like. Having come off, a couple of good years in League Two with Colchester, thinking, you know what, I'm a good player, I'm a good option for most teams. But, I ripped up at least 90% of the teams in League Two, so they should have been calling me straight away.
Yeah.
And obviously, in League One, in my head, I'm thinking, see, I'm good enough to play in that league, so hopefully you get the phone call. But obviously, you just praying and you hoping that last scene, did you play well? That's how it is in football, isn't it? So it wasn't easy, to be fair. It took about 3 weeks before proper conversation started, and I thought that was very long, considering you've got free agents available, but teams were waiting for the salary cap news and stuff like that. So it was tough. Or even when we're going to go back to football, that was up in the air as well. So as soon as I think there's the week leading up to the confirmation of the dates that we'll be going back to football, that's when a few phone calls were made in my direction, which I was obviously very grateful for. 4 or 5 League Two teams called, 3 or 4 League One teams called, and then it came down to 2 teams. 2 teams that I wanted to choose in League One, and Plymouth obviously was one of them. And having spoken to the manager, literally within a week of a conversation with him, the conversations went very fast, and I had to pick between 2 teams in my head, and I chose obviously Plymouth. But it was an easy decision, if I'll be honest with you.
Okay, because like you said, you ripped up most teams in League Two, and me personally, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I'm a firm believer that whatever reason it is that you were playing in League Two, you were playing there, but you're better than that league, right? You're better than that league. So now that you're going to leave Colchester, was it a thing of no, I'm going to play higher. I've done my time here. I'm having to go higher.
Yeah. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with, people think these things in their mind about their ability and stuff like that. They don't say it, in England, we have to show humility first, and before it bites you in the bum, stuff like that, which I do like, and I respect that. But when it comes to times like this and making the decision, if you're going to ask Sancho where Sancho wants to go, in his mind, he's going to be thinking, listen, I want to play for a team that's challenging for Champions League or, challenging for the league. He's not going to go to a team that's similar position to Dortmund. It doesn't make any sense, and all of us will have our conversations in our group chats saying the exact same thing. So as a player, when you're in that position, that's exactly what I was thinking. If I'm going to stay in League Two, I want to be in a team that's fighting for promotion minimum. But again, I feel like I've done my dues in League Two. So if there's a chance to go higher, League One or Champ, I'm going to grab it with 2 hands. Yeah. So that was it. It was never, League Two wasn't really an option, really, in my head. So just League One. And obviously it came with Plymouth, and everything about them really suited me to a T. I'm not going to be playing out wide here. I'm going to be playing up front.
I was going to ask you that question because, people might look at you, and everyone always thinks of you as a striker. But you spent a lot of time on that wing.
Yeah. And the last 3-4 years in particular, all my career really, if I looked at my whole career, I've probably spent about 70% out wide.
Why is that though? Is that just because you're a hard worker?
Oh, it's for, well, yeah, I work hard, but at the same time, obviously I'm big, but I can carry the ball in it. So in their head, they're thinking, all right, cool. Frank looks like he can dribble. All right, in training, they'll put me there one game, we win, then I'll just stay there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's annoying. Or they'll do. I got a mismatch with the fullback in terms of height and physicality.
Yeah.
So if I'm an option as well to go long on that side, sort of thing. And listen, lucky enough, I've done well enough in that position in a lot of games, so it keeps me there. But it's also frustrating for me because then when I go up front, if I've played well there, I won't stay there. I'll just be moved back to out wide. So when I came here, the manager was like, "Listen, I think you've done really well as a wide man or a wide of a free, but I don't want you to play there at all. All that little stuff you do, quick feet or strength, bit of work. I want you to do it in the middle." And where you can be effective. So my numbers will never show, what I've been doing. But if you've played against me or you've seen me for 20 games, you think, flipping, oh, this guy's done well for 12, 13 games or dominated the game on his side. So he has to play. But someone that hasn't watched me will be thinking, right, this guy's already scored 6 goals, 6 assists or something like that, or 8 goals or whatever it is. Like I can tell he's good, but he needs to get his numbers up. And obviously that's what I'm thinking in the back of my mind as well. But at least in this team, we play 3-5-2. So it's 2 strikers. I'll be down the middle. Obviously, if I'm selected to play, I'll be down the middle. And then, you get me, now it's down to me. I can be now judged as a striker. What is he doing? Is he scoring goals? Is he providing an assist? Is he holding the ball up? Them 3 things, I'd rather be judged in them 3 things than as a wide man, it's different. You have to track back or you have to produce crosses or, do you know what I mean? You have to link up play. All that is a bit more different and score goals. So if you can do that well, that's why the best are who they are. They score 20 goals or whatever they do.
Have you got in your mind for the season, any goals that you're looking to achieve in terms of numbers? So in terms of goals scored.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do.
I'm not asking to say that because it'll come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'll keep it to myself. But I do have goals here in my mind. Listen, if I play 80% of the games here, I have a target in my mind, and I feel like it can be hit. So I feel positive about it. Some good players here.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not bad myself. So if I can affect the game the way I want to affect it, but down the middle, then that should open up opportunities for me to score.
Yeah, 100%. Do you feel like being on the wing though? Because I always think that even though you're a striker, who you've played out of position for so long, it's not like you forget how to play a striker, but you're a bit rusty there. Or do you feel like, a striker, he just kicks in straight away?
Yeah, it's good. That's a good question, because when my first week here, like I'll come and link with the boys, like come do 1-2, drop off short, spinning behind, but I'll spin to the left. They'll be thinking, you still there?
Yeah, you're gone.
You still there?
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. I'll spin to the left, or the wide man might have the ball, wing back might have the ball, and I'll come show feet. They're like, bro, what are you doing? Like, just go in the box. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just go in the box, go in the box, or I'll come short and then I'll beat a man or whatever. But then they're like, bro, just go sprint in the box, go get your goals. All this hard work you're doing here, you're going to be judged on if you can score the goals, isn't it? So go back in the box. And it's a bit weird because I'm thinking I'm doing too much work. Yeah, but it's natural for me. Do you know what I mean? In my head, I'm thinking it's normal. All right, cool. If we lose it, then I'll be ready to track back here. Calm. I'll do that. It's not a problem. I can do it. My body can do it. But they're like, no. So it's made the game it's made it so much easier for me now, where my runs are all centered around the box.
Yeah.
Okay, if we got the ball deep, then I'll be an option maybe on the halfway line or something like that. That's fine. But in general play, if we're attacking, literally my movement is set the ball and just get in the box. Make my movements in the box. Or if I've got a 1v1, let it be edge of the box, or, you know what I mean, in the corner of the penalty box, rather than wide. So yeah, you become a bit rusty. Not even rusty, just more got to get used to doing different runs rather than the runs you were doing before. Yeah. That's why pre-season's there, in it, so I can get used to it again.
With everything that's happened, COVID, you leaving Colchester, joining a new team, is your excitement? Because even though you're talking very, straight and whatever, I feel like you're actually excited for this season.
I'm gassed.
Yeah, I feel like you're excited, you know.
I'm gassed. I'm gassed. Like I'm so excited, bro. Like I feel like I'm 21, 22 again at
Mm,
Ipswich. Like yeah, I'm excited. Mainly because of the team I'm at, more than the lockdown from football.
mm.
Yeah, mainly because of where I've gone to. So I feel like it's another opportunity to have a new lease of life, sort of thing.
Yeah, what,
Uh,
what do you remember from when you played against them? 'Cause you played against
yeah,
them.
we played them twice last season. They beat us the first game of the season, 1-0 or 2-1, something like that. But I remember they were good
Mm.
passing team. They play five at the back, so they're a bit like a Sheffield United.
Yeah,
Um, that's the kind of philosophy they have here. The high wing backs, everyone high energy, but they try to play. Obviously, in the Prem, it's a bit harder for Sheffield United to dominate games
mm.
because they're playing better teams. But when they were in League One and Champ, they dominated games with possession. But also, everyone's high up on the pitch, so it's kind of hard to play against that kind of formation. You know what it's like. You play FIFA, if you play five at the back, you're thinking there's so many man to beat
Yeah,
before you need to get to your area. If you play a certain way, if you play down the middle, you're finished because all the bodies are there. So
mm.
obviously, your weakness for 3-5-2 is mainly out wide if you can get past the wing backs. But in terms of the football wise, I'm excited, man, to play in this kind of system. But obviously, it's down to me to just get fit and be ready to, when I'm called upon, to play well. So yeah, I'm excited.
No. I probably love that. What's the because as much as you're excited, as much as the team did well in League Two.
Yeah,
Is
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. We beat them 3-0 at Colchester, innit? We beat them 3-0 at Colchester. And I done well that game, put it that way. Me and Theo done well. I think Theo scored two. I set him up for one of them. And I thought, even though we beat them, I thought this is a team I could do well in. Mainly because they don't have a player like me in attack.
mm.
So try to picture yourself in teams, innit? So you try to think, all right, cool, can I play there? Can I play there?
Yeah,
I feel like if I played for them at that time, I was thinking I could do well for this team. And they were top three at the time. I think we were fifth or something like that. So it was a big game.
yeah,
But I feel like I also left a good mark on them so they can remember me.
yeah. With them going up, it's obviously going to be difficult. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of course.
And you know, I've got no doubt that you know you guys have a good team. You're going to try your hardest, but is your, you know, I don't know what the manager's told you, but is the main goal first to just survive and then go from there?
Uh, all right. So in the Premier League, when you go up, that's what it's like. Teams that go up, let me survive. Obviously, if they're good enough, they're going to do more than that. But I always think in League One, League Two, Championship, maybe less so Championship, but League One, League Two, the teams that go up from League Two, one, you have momentum, which is a powerful thing, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And two, the difference ain't a massive difference, really. It's just that teams are overall better in League One than League Two. But individually, you can find a lot of individuals in League Two that are better than individuals in League One.
Yeah,
Like clearly better, but they're not playing in a clearly better team.
yeah,
So teams like Coventry were League Two 3 years ago.
yeah,
They're in the champ now. So I'm just showing you what teams do. Wickham, they were in League Two
yeah.
3 years ago. They're in the champ now. Yeah. So you got teams like that. Accrington Stanley, they were in League Two. They've been in League One now last 3 years. There's a lot of teams that go. Not many teams go up and come back down from League Two. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Mm.
They normally kick on again. So
Yeah.
that was a big pull for me to say, look, at least 70% of the teams that go up from League Two or League One, they go again. These teams actually keep going and keep going. Like teams like Sunderland, Portsmouth, they've been in League One for years. They're not the teams that are getting promoted. It's always the teams that are getting double promotion. Let me give you another one. Luton. Luton were League Two.
Yeah, and are the champion.
They were League Two 3 years ago, bro. My
Yeah.
first year at Newport in the league was Wickham, Coventry, Luton.
Mm.
They're all in the champ, bro. So these teams, they do these things. It's more the teams that you need to worry about. It's more the teams that go down. Can they get back up?
Mm.
But the teams that go up, they normally find a place in that league, whether it be mid-table or just survived, or they go again. So now I'm quietly confident that we can win more.
Oh, you're frozen again.
Told us anything like there's a target. It's more of let's win games and see what happens.
Yeah. When you look at the fixtures, like,
Yeah.
are there any games that you look at and you think, oh, I can't wait for that game? Oh, you're frozen again.
Have I frozen again? Am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
All right, cool. Yeah, you know me. Like I like stuff that can drive me on. Like if you beat me at something, I'm gonna study it in my head and just come back harder. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got Ipswich, that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, 100%.
Is the next team, and they're a big team in our league. So, most teams want to beat them. I'm looking forward to that. Who else would I would have said Southend, but they got relegated, so it's a shame. That's a shame, isn't it?
What is it about?
Gillingham. I don't know. Hey, Southend, man. Hey, Southend. They're good people, man. They're good people, but they nibble too easily at stuff. When I was there, we missed playoffs, and I played. There's one game I had a chance to, I think, win the game against Charlton, and I missed the chance. And then, but they never mentioned it until I left.
Yeah.
And went to Colchester. So now that's their first thing. Like, remember your miss against Charlton? I was thinking, bro, like that was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, or whatever. But now they're relegated. Now they are where they should be. So it is what it is. So Gillingham, Ipswich, they're the two teams I'm looking forward to because they're both ex teams for me. So, but everyone else, Sunderland, there's big teams in that league. Now teams like Wigan have come down. Hull down. Charlton, yeah, Charlton's another one. Yes, there's some good teams in League One this year. A lot of good teams. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Pompey, they're down there. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
there's a few things, man. But listen, every game's a big game for Plymouth right now because we just been promoted, like you said. So our first game is Blackpool, and we're looking forward to playing them.
Okay, cool. I'm going to pause this for a second. Resume. All right, then, cool. So we just have to quickly just fix the quality, whatever. But you're back. But last, I would say, in regards to, you just named all of these teams that are in League One next year, and it's actually going to be a mad year. There's some good teams in that league.
It's going to be a mad year. Yeah. There's some good, very good teams in that league, bro. It feels like League One every year gets bigger and bigger in terms of clubs and that are going to be there. So it's just football these days, isn't it? Football's crazy. The teams that you wouldn't think would be in these leagues are in it, and it just shows you as well that at these clubs there'll be a lot of big players on good money. So there's a good level in every league, really.
Yeah.
So looking forward to this League One year. There's going to be some good teams, and I'm sure some good action for people to watch back on.
Yeah, because every year, like, I catch a bit. So I definitely watch Premier League. I definitely watch Championship, and I catch little bits of League One, League. But I actually feel like this year I've got real incentive to actually watch League One football. Not just because you're there, but just because of the level. Because, like you said, there's good teams there who are all playing at a good level with very good players. So
yeah. No, it'll be good. Yeah, it'll be very competitive. No, definitely. Listen, anytime you can play a Sunderland or Ipswich or Charlton or Wigan, all these teams, like there's good level teams. So some good players, man. There'll be some good games for sure.
Yeah. How did when you put out the tweet or whatever it was on social media that you joined Plymouth, what was the reception like in regards to the fans?
Yeah, it was a bit. I was being cheeky in it. So the enemy is Exeter. So that's their local derby team, innit? And obviously we lost Exeter in the playoffs. Yeah. So obviously I was down that day, but then obviously I signed for a team that's their rivals. So I played into it a bit, and I think I won a few hearts on that tweet. Obviously, you got to play to it as well, and the supporters, you want to get them on side as soon as possible. So I thought I put a tweet out just to say the noisy neighbours. At least I can smile when I drive past them every day to go training.
But you know what? You need that, man. And like,
you need it, man.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people like to do the whole humble thing and just put out the media, but I think it's so important that players show they got character and just show that they want some sort of relationship with fans. Do you get what I'm saying?
Of course, man. Of course, and it's what everyone's thinking. So
exactly.
I had my last post was a picture against them. So, and I was down. Obviously now I'm smiling, for a team that's their rival. So
you know, I play to it, man. You got to be yourself in it. Sometimes you got to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? If Harry Maguire, that's what he does, then get me. At least now we know. Now we know. Listen, you got to be yourself, man. You got to be yourself. It's tongue in cheek in it, a bit of banter.
Yeah, trust me. And like you said, it gets them on your side quicker. It makes it easier for you to settle in as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. When things ain't going so well for you, it won't be as harsh because they'll be like, but I like him.
Yeah, exactly. And there's things in football that are unwritten things. That you play for a rival team, you try not to go sign for that team later, you know? So it's like, you just play to it. It's just a bit of banter. It's nothing serious.
Do you care about all of that stuff though? Like, let's say a rival of Ipswich came to sign you now.
Yeah. Not really. No, you know what? I had a chance to go play for Millwall. This is a few years ago. And I didn't go because I was West Ham before.
Yeah.
So that actually did play in my mind. Like, I was thinking, I don't want to go Millwall. Even though Millwall was actually perfect for me, local to where I'm from in Lewisham. And yeah, there was no part of me saying yes to Millwall in my mind. At the time, I was 20, 21. I think just before I went to Ipswich. Yeah. So it was literally my next club after West Ham. So I was thinking, there's no chance I can go there. I can never be accepted by the supporters. Yeah. Every week I'll be getting bantered or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? And we already know what Millwall fans are like. So do you know what I mean? I'm going to add to that as well. Long. So so no, I think I think that was more in my mind when I was younger. Whereas now, it is what it is. Like, you know, if I was to. If next season Millwall wanted me, I'm not going to turn it down because of X rivalry. I'm just going to go and do what's best for my career and my family. So, you know, them things I think played more when I was younger in my mind. Now, I'm a grown man. I can deal with them things psychologically more.
I think people forget as well that yes, you've gone to Plymouth or whatever, but it's actually not just a case of changing teams. You actually have to pick up your whole family and have your whole family move from Colchester to Plymouth now?
Well, yeah, currently now I'm in a hotel. So I've been in a hotel for 2.5 weeks. And they've moved from Colchester. So what we had to do, we had to give them people where we live in and move out a date because we're renting over there. Move out within 19, we had 19 days to move out. And with 2 kids, you have so much clutter. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A lot of stuff. Plus, all the stuff in the house was my furniture. So I bought the furniture. So I had to take out all the beds, take them down, all the wardrobes, take them down. TVs, TV stand. You forget the small things like TV stand. You got to break that down now to get it out of the house. And all bedside tables. So all that stuff, we put it into storage in Colchester. And my partner and that have gone back up north. That's where she's from.
Yeah.
I've been away from them for, literally about 3 weeks now. So I ain't seen them until we found a place here. So once we found a place here, then I have to now order my removal van to bring the stuff back here and then pull it back into the new house. But all that is very long. But once it's done, you're happy in it. So, yeah.
Does all that sort of stuff, like, just make you want to stay at clubs long?
Yeah, bro. It's long, man. It's long. Every summer, Mrs. is looking at me like, you're gonna make me do this again. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make me do this again, like breaking my back to do all these things because she's very DIY in the house, so she does a lot of stuff. It's frustrating when you have to do it, but it's hard. You know, everyone can't be a Ryan Giggs or Paul Scholes, you know, and stay at one club all your career. You know, on average, players move every 2 years or 3 years. So it's tough, mate, but
how long's your contract for at Thingy?
At Plymouth, I signed a year contract.
Yeah.
I signed a year contract, and this is what made it a very difficult decision to make. Actually, it made it difficult. The other club I was going to potentially go to in League One offered me 3 years.
Oof.
Yeah, 3-year deal. It was 2-year deal and 1-year option, but the option would have been activated within a month. Put it that way. So it was tough to turn that down, and it was a team actually local to end, so to London. So it was hard. It's hard to say no to it, but I thought to myself, I'm still young enough now, and my body, I still feel great to do really well. So I'd rather go to a team where I know footballing wise is the best decision for me to make. Yeah. Obviously, time will tell, but you know that's the decision you got to live with and go with. So we have signed a year deal. There's a couple of things in there to, you know, give you a second year. Yeah. But that's not in my thinking at all. My thinking is, while I'm here, let me just kill it. Do you know what I'm saying? And you never know. You never know. I could have the club, you know, scrambling now, saying, "Oh, let's give you another 3-4 years or whatever it is." Yeah. Or you know, Mrs. could be doing DIY again. You don't know. But either way, in this climate, I was just make sure I get a solid deal. And yeah, I got a solid 1-year deal here, and let's just see how things go. But I feel like I've made the right decision, and everyone I've spoken to, my family and friends, they understand and they agree that turning the other one down for the footballing reasons mainly is why I come here, even though it's miles away.
Yeah, no, trust me. When I heard Plymouth, I was like, "Fucking hell, yeah." And I've been to Plymouth before, and there's not really much there.
Well, it's people come here for tourists though. It's like Cornwall, it's Devon. Okay. Like people come in, yeah. So people come in. There's a lovely coastline. So if you live in the right areas, you can enjoy what it's got to give. And there's a lot. It's like a mini Spain here. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. So there's lovely places to go eat and stuff like that. So it's quite nice in most areas here because it's on the coastline. So you have to be an outdoor person to live here. Put it that way.
I think a lot of people take that for granted in regards to the whole contract situation. So, you know, to have 3 years security, because 3 years is big security, and then to turn that down for a year, you know, it just goes to show like that you actually believe in, number one, what you can do and where you're at in your footballing journey, and number two, it just goes to show how much you believe in what the team are trying to do. So,
definitely, man. It's tough, man. It's tough. When I was telling the Mrs. and that, she was like, "Rah, like that's what you're doing." Yeah. But obviously, I talk to her every day, so she knows the decision weren't made easy, but it was because she knew where my head was at. She's like, "Look, if that's where you're gonna go there and make sure you do everything you can for this family and for yourself, do yourself justice." So that's the mentality I have here, and if anything, it's made me even more hungry. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it because obviously I'm speaking to players now who are free or who have been free, and they're all waiting for the longer term deal, and they're turning down the shorter term ones. I understand that COVID's hit, and you know it slapped everyone in the face, so they're thinking now, look, I need security. But I'm like, listen, we're in this game. We're not in this game for a long time. Do you know what I'm saying? We're in this game to fulfill ourselves. So, you know, go do what's right for you, footballing wise, if that's what you think it is. That's what I've done.
When you were out of contract, did you have that thing in your head where it was just like, hey, I need a team? Like, because everyone might look at you, you don't ever struggle to find a team. Do you know what I mean? You've had about 6 years. You get what I'm saying? But like, was there ever a moment where you thought, I might struggle, you know, to find a team?
A little, you know what? Because I'm the head of the family, innit? So
exactly,
I have to be the one. I have to be the one that's like, don't worry, like just chill. Like we'll find something will come up, or we'll be watching news like someone signed there, You'll be thinking, I'm available. Why are they signing this guy or whatever? But at the back of your mind, you'll be thinking that's what you'll be thinking. Sorry, but you got to show a brave face, and I'm used to it now. Where, you know, I always try to keep positivity. It's hard. It sounds cliche, but literally that is what it was. And as the weeks went on, my boys or my mum and dad will be thinking like, "Oh, is your agent talking to clubs? Like, what's going on?" Like, boom. I'm thinking, everyone is saying the same thing to me. Like, I'm thinking, like, just chill. Like, when the time is right, it will come. So then when these phone calls start coming, boom, 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 I'm like, all right, you see now. So leave me alone now. Let me make a decision now. And do you know what I'm saying? So you just try to be confident in what you've done before. And that's why I always say, don't burn any bridges in any walk of life, because you never know when times get tough. You know, someone might help you out, because the manager here said that he spoke to a couple of people about me, about my personality. Yeah. And obviously, them people they're probably people I still speak to. So,
Yeah.
or I've kept a good relationship with. So it worked in my favor maybe because he had to confirm. No, I like the player, but we need to know what he's like. First thing he said to me, look, I don't sign no knobheads, no pricks, so no one that's bad person. And I've heard you're a great fella. So that in itself made me feel very happy that I keep it the same energy with everyone.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Like, I always thought I'll land somewhere, and now we're here.
Yeah, and it's super important, man. I'm telling you, man, relationships, because even with podcasting, like there are times where I'm going to talk to someone, and before they talk to me, I know they'll go and talk to someone else to see, like, no, what's he like?
Yeah, of course.
And then they'll come back and they'll be like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's the importance of
100%.
The importance of not burning bridges, man. It's such a
it's so important. So important, bro.
It's
I don't understand. Like, it's so important.
Did you mentioned like you might be seeing some people get signed and you're like, hold on, I'm available. Does that actually happen? Like you look and you're like, why are they signing him?
Bro, it happens, man. It happens. I'm telling you, bro. Like, listen, all the players you've done, just think of the players that you've spoken to and the players that have done really well. For example, who have you spoken to? Did you speak to Ollie Watkins?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you spoke to Ollie Watkins, right? So, man on fire. Done excellent last year. He's going to be looking at every Prem team thinking, who they're signing, basically. Any striker that they've signed, you'll be thinking, well, I'm available. Like, or any newly promoted team or any team that, maybe mid-table, that kind of range sort of thing. Yeah. Like, I'm available, like, what's going on? Hopefully you've spoken to them clubs or whatever, but that's what goes through players' minds. You're always thinking, oh, this guy signed there, but is he even that good? Like, that's what everyone thinks. Or you think that's a great move for that guy. He's a good player. Or that's the kind of conversation people have in football. I can tell you for free, and that's the kind of things I was thinking about. So every day I would load the BBC transfers or Sky Sports transfers and just have a look who's signed and who's done this. Yeah. Thinking, okay, all right, Bolton have signed this guy. All right, fair enough. Like, at least now I know why they told my agent this, or they were trying to rush me to sign, or all them kind of things. You take it all in your stride. So them things go, bro. Like, I've played against fullbacks that I've signed for big teams. I'm thinking, bro, they need to watch the clip when I played them twice and see what happened to him. But then he's gone down there. Do you know what I'm saying? But then, it happens like that. Or a centre back or right back might be thinking, he locked me. How did Frank get that move? That's the kind of things that go on, and then convos do happen. So it's all fun and games, though, isn't it? It's all fun and games, man. You hope everyone can land on their feet, but this year it's going to be tough, man. There's going to be a lot of free agents who are going to have to go lower leagues to just get some football.
And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. To be totally honest with you, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it at all. Nothing wrong at all.
What was I going to say? Yeah. So in this time, you mentioned, like people like your mum and everyone was like, oh, is your agent doing anything? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Is there still a need, like at your age? You're not even that old, but I always say that, but like for an agent basically, or do teams just contact you directly? A lot of agents are the ones that facilitate things. Like in case of they contacted you or your agent was actively out facilitating things.
Yeah. I think every player, listen, agents are important. I think they are important in overall scheme of things. For me, I don't really need one. I like to have one. So the guy that I'm working with, he's brilliant for me because, one, football is not his main source of income. So he's not like
no money.
I always feel like them. Yeah, I always feel like them people. They will never tell the full truth. Not all of them. Yeah. But in general terms, I'm wary of that. I'm thinking this guy's just gonna go for where he can get the biggest commission, or where the most money is at, wherever. Whereas the guy that I'm with, I've built a relationship with him over the last 3 years, where it's just a case of it's me and him against anyone else. Do you know what I'm saying? Not even against, but it's just me and him trying to get the best for us, for me. So with him, he's been brilliant. Teams have rang me firsthand. So managers called me. The first phone call I got in the summer was a manager calling me, saying, "Oh, what are you doing next season?" Blah blah blah. Then I'll have the conversation with him, and I'll say, "Look, now I'm going to pass you my agent's number. So then, you know, all the paperwork and stuff like that, or whatever you're offering, pass it for him, because then you know, I don't want to miss any."
Hey, you got on mute. Yeah, go on.
Cool.
You were saying your
Yeah. So yeah, my agent, no, he's perfect for me, because I know for him it's not the be all end all football. He's more of a guy that's just going to be on my side, give me the best advice, and he deals with legal stuff every day. So he's just there to make sure any club ain't doing me dirty without me knowing. And two, he's just a lovely guy. So in terms of clubs speaking to me, managers have rang me, and then I'll just pass them on to him.
Does it ever get because certain managers will want to call you and just keep it between you two. But is it ever?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
of course.
Speak to my agent. They must be thinking, what? Like,
yeah, of course. Some managers, they don't want to. Some clubs don't want to pay, you know, the agent fee or whatever, and they might be there to be paid. But my agent, it will never stand in the way. So he will let me know straight away. Like clubs I've said to him before, that they want to keep the agent out of it, and he will tell me firsthand. So I'll be like, I'll tell him, like we'll be chuckling to ourselves, thinking they think that we don't know what they're trying to do. Yeah. We know what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? So it's so important to have a good relationship with your guy, rather than have someone that's just an agent and you call him agent. And my agent's actually my friend, so I'm happy. I'm happy with how things are going with him. So he was ringing about, but again, he wasn't ringing about so much to say that, oh, Frank is desperate. You know he's available. You know, just slap a contract offer there, and let's see if he'll take it or not. That was more our energy, rather than calling everyone every day. Yeah, you know, chasing. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be chasing girls. We don't chase girls, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't chase girls, man. Chase checks, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So if it's on, it's on, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If it's not on, leave me alone. I'm calm.
Yeah. Have you ever had tense contract negotiations? Like, if there's one that you have to look back on and think, "No, this was tense." Like,
yeah, there was a case that.
What made it so tense?
All right, cool. So I'll give one little one quickly. There was at Ipswich. It wasn't even that it was tense. Ipswich, I went there. The first 6 months done brilliant. Got a new deal.
You frozen. I can hear you, but you frozen.
Oh, what is going on? Can you move me now? Can you see me moving?
No. Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So first 6 months done really well there. Got a new deal. New deal coming now. 1 year in, I'm doing well again. Happy days. Then it came to, I had a clause in my deal. It said I need to play a certain amount of games to get my money up.
Yeah.
Got to the last 3 games now. Got the last 3 games now. I'm not in the squad. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I think the team was winning at the time. I wasn't in the team currently. So I was thinking, what's going on here? Like, and I actually didn't think about the deal itself until my agent at the time was telling me, "Oh, you do know that your thing goes up, you know, very soon." I was thinking, when? Let's count the games. So now I realized that was the case. I mean, I can ask them now; they probably would admit that was the case, but obviously I know that was the case. Yeah. So I didn't play, so then I was out of the squad, and I was thinking, I'm having arguments now with the manager for no reason. Yeah. Like, what's going on? So then I went out on loan anyway, and I eventually left that year. But that in itself shows you small things that are in people's contracts that, you know, can stop someone progressing. And people don't know these things. There's a lot of clauses in different deals that prevent people. You're thinking, why is this guy not playing? Why is this guy not playing? But sometimes clubs are preventing players from getting to 25 games or 30 games. So they're mixing them. Oh, he's an in and out. He can't play every week. He can play every week, bro. But some clubs are not sure what they want to do. Yeah. So I try to avoid them situations anymore.
I was talking to a player. Well, he still plays now, but his contract, in the final year of his contract now, and he needs to play, like, if he plays about 20 games, all comps, it triggers the thing. Yeah. And he's a part of the team. Do you get what I'm saying? Right. He's a part of the team, but at the same time, he's just like, you never know. Like, they might just...
Yeah, you never know, bro. You never know, man. Listen, you never know in this world, innit? So That's why you've got the job and why you're playing. Just you gotta try to block them things out. If I'm doing well, then you have no reason to drop me. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's hard, but them things do happen, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Who knows? We don't know. Maybe Ozil had 5 more games before his deal went up to 450. We don't know. Just saying. We don't know. But all we know is he's not in the squad. He's not fit. He's not that or whatever. He can't play in the system. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So I always try to sit back and just say, you know what, there could be more to it rather than someone's earning a certain amount of money and we don't want to play him. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. But last one before we go. So you watch basketball, innit?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, they boycotted.
Yeah, last night,
Yeah, they boycotted the match. Do you think, if something happened here, do you think there's enough solidarity in football over here for something like that to ever happen?
Good question. I don't think, one, there's more players, so it's hard to control. Over there, there's 14 players per squad, so, you know, there's not many people to take. Oh, no. Bro, it's your thing, you know, it's not me, bro.
It's not me.
Am I back or not?
Yeah, you're back.
All right, cool. Yeah, so it's harder to do it here just because there's more players to make a decision on things. You know, you could get a 70% vote to say, yeah, we're not playing, 30% won't play. That 30% will still be a few thousand people.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be too hard to do that here. But at the same time, if let's say, for example, all black players they want to play, I believe that could happen. And obviously then the teams would have to, you know, follow suit. So, but I would love to see that happen in this country. Definitely, 100%. I think what they're doing in America is great. Even though it's not the answer, but it's movement. And sometimes movements are better than nothing.
Yeah.
So I believe what they're doing there is fantastic. And then they know that they have the power because people love basketball down there. They're waiting for these playoffs. They've been waiting all 5 months for it. They've got it now. And like they said, bro, we ain't playing. We ain't playing until someone gets, you know, convicted for the recent crime and the recent murder. So I love that. But in England, I can see it happening, but I think it will start off with mainly the race itself having to stop playing rather than the whole of the community. Because listen, in football, majority of players are white.
Yeah.
It's just a fact in England.
So
you know what I mean?
Black players don't play. They still got
there.
Do you know
what I'm saying? You can have many teams where there's not one black player in the team or even in the squad, let alone the team. So whereas America is mainly, you know, that sport is mainly black players. So, you know, they have some more of a say rather than we do here. Like here, we're sacking someone from Sky Sports, everybody's crying. Do you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Yeah, everybody's crying. But you know, out there, they could do that in America. A player being sacked, for example, a black player being sacked, for example. A white player being sacked, for example. There'll be no noise because the race division is much bigger and it's, you know what I mean? So it's hard to say we can do it here, but I would love to see it. Put it that way.
Do you know what?
I'll be fully behind it.
I really want in this country, man, like, and I'm trying my best to make it happen. Like, you know, like them Shannon Sharp kind of shows that they have.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, we need that here, man. But
hey, I'm telling you, bro, that's a dream for me. That's a dream job for me to have. If not managing the game or being a coach in the game, then it's to have a show like that where you know exactly what I'm talking about. Undisputed, you know, where you have a show with 2 hosts or maybe 3 hosts who can just talk the real of the sport and just make everyone feel as relaxed as possible, like you do with me and you now, but on a show that can go on every day where people go for football updates or, you know, whatever's going on, rather than such a formal Sky Sports every day or BBC, you know, all this stuff, which is great. But you need the other side of it where supporters can really enjoy and chime in with comments and whatnot. In Sky Sports, it feels like it's so formal that you can't even get close to them people. You can't even touch them. You've got to create your own content. And whereas this American one, you feel like you're part of them.
Yes.
You know, all the jokes he's making, you feel like that's a joke that I would make in my living room. That's what you want to see. So hopefully that we can get to that stage. Listen, if you could be a pioneer for that, mate, it'd be brilliant because what you're doing now is similar to that, but you want it to be in a live stream
Yes.
sort of format. You know what I mean?
Network and Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we'll get there, man. We'll get there.
No, we'll get there, man. Listen, you just keep building your profile, man, and it's, you know what I mean? We keep it moving. But that something like that, there's definitely a space in the market for it. It's not out there.
100%.
So,
100%.
man.
But yeah, man, love for this, man. Like,
cool, bro.
I enjoyed this one a lot, man. It's always nice.
Always, bro. Always.
So
always a pleasure, bro. Always a
when
pleasure
you're ready
talking to you.
to play FIFA, let me know. Get me.
All right, bro.
And
all right, man. Why are you sending me invites without even texting me? You just send me invites as if like,
bro.
Man just came into my room like. You came into my room. I was thinking, where's that? That's it. Bro. What's going on?
I saw you there. I think I just lost, and I needed to boost my morale. So I was thinking, you could have. So I saw you, and then I was there. You wanted to come at me, but I'm not ready.
Yeah. I was playing someone, innit? So,
yeah, definitely we'll do that. But yeah, love for this again, man, and all the best this season.
Cool.
And not just this season, like,
nice.
Moving forward, man. So yeah, man.
Love, my guy. You too, man. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, everyone listening, I hope you've enjoyed this. Keep liking, subscribing, sharing. Yeah, that's it, man. You already know the deal with this podcast. So I'll see you lot next week in a bit.